Prevention, the best medicine and the only way to stop cancer.
What did you take?
You took my hair.
You took my husband, my grandmother.
My dad.
You tried to take me.
You try to take everyone, but I won't let you.
We will stop you with therapies,
With immune cells, genetic testing,
clinical trials,
and cutting-edge research.
We will stop you.
by treating every single patient.
Just like family.
And cancer,
You're going to lose.
and we are going to win.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the preceding MD Anderson Center anti-cancer commercial has aired on many broadcast stations nationally. The MD Anderson Cancer Center may very well be one of the finest cancer research and treatment centers in the world, but their approach to fighting cancer will not stop cancer. It will guarantee that cancer remains a widespread disease for them and others to treat. There is one method that the MD Anderson Cancer Center failed to mention in their commercial that is the only known way to stop cancer. Prevention. Speaking to cancer in silly, feel-good, meaningless commercials will not stop cancer. Cancer is a disease that cannot and does not hear what people say to it. Likewise, wearing pink ribbons and pink articles of clothing, coming up with slogans such as "making cancer history" and all other forms of wishful thinking will not make cancer go away, nor will it stop cancer. Only prevention will. What the MD Anderson Cancer Center and others like them count on is for people to first acquire cancer, then seek their medical treatment. Medical cancer treatment centers will fight cancer only after the disease is acquired in patients. That is not stopping cancer, but is more like being in a business partnership with cancer. This is not to say that cancer treatment centers do not do good work in helping cancer patients get well, but their good work is predicated upon people acquiring cancer, getting sick, and then receiving treatment. People who acquire cancer suffer diminished quality of life, pain from the disease itself and the treatments for it, shortened lifespans, and very often premature death. Despite the insights of some eminent doctors, medicine still focuses on disease, giving it a failure orientation. Its practitioners still act as though disease catches people, rather than understanding that people catch disease by becoming susceptible to the seeds of illness to which we are all constantly exposed. Although the best physicians have always known better, medicine as a whole has rarely studied the people who don't get sick. Most doctors seldom consider how a patient's attitude towards life shapes that life's quantity and quality. Bernie S. Siegel, MD. The entire approach of Western medicine in fighting cancer is profit-motivated, treatment-oriented, and unwise. Prevention is not part of the equation, for if cancer ceased to exist, all the medical centers treating this disease would have to close down, pharmaceutical companies would stop manufacturing cancer drugs, and many doctors and nurses who treat cancer patients would be seeking new employment in other fields. Not many in the medical industry are sincerely trying to cure cancer. They are mainly only interested in treating cancer for profit. What measures can be taken to prevent the onset of cancer? In most cases, a common sense approach is all that is needed. To prevent lung cancer, don't smoke and avoid secondhand smoke. To prevent skin cancer, don't frequently burn your skin through sun exposure and wear non-toxic sunscreen protection. To prevent internal organ cancers and blood-borne diseases such as leukemia, consume a healthy diet and maintain a healthy weight. Many Christians of the westernized nations do not follow the dietary commands in their own Bibles, found in Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14, having been taught to believe that they are no longer in effect or were written for the Jews only. Specifically, mainstream Christians of the westernized nations consume a diet that often includes swine, pork, shellfish, clam, crab, lobster, oyster, shrimp, and fish without overlapping, shedding scales, catfish, flatfish, tuna. The disregard for God's dietary commandments is the primary reason why Christians are plagued with the disease known today as cancer. The North American Plains Indians did not have knowledge of God's dietary commands found in the scriptures, yet they unknowingly obeyed them and reaped tremendous health benefits for doing so. Before the arrival of the Europeans in America, the Plains Indians consumed a diet consisting of bison, a clean mammal, and vegetation. The American Plains Indians typically lived to be 85 to 90 years old and never acquired cancer, heart disease, or even suffered a heart attack. It is believed that the Plains Indians, as a people, would have lived well beyond 100 years with adequate dental care. Isaiah 66, verse 17, with interpretation. Those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves pray over unclean creatures before eating them, to go to the gardens, outdoor barbecues, after an idol of Mary standing in the midst of them, eating swine's flesh and the abomination, shellfish and sea creatures without both fins and overlapping shedding scales, and the mouse shall be consumed with disease together, says the Lord. When people acquire cancer, they are literally consumed by the disease. Cancer cells multiply and consume healthy cells. Yahweh the Lord commands us not to eat toxic, unclean creatures, and warns that those who do consume unclean creatures will themselves be consumed by disease as a result of eating them. Yahweh's, the Lord's, dietary warnings have gone unheeded by many of his own people, mainstream Christians, and as a result, various cancers that consume the body have plagued the Christian populations. Cancer centers will not stop cancer. They will only medically treat cancer once it is acquired. Mainstream Christians who continue to eat unclean creatures will continue to acquire cancer and other diseases and seek treatment only after the onset of disease. Prevention, consuming a proper diet, and living a healthy lifestyle is the only way to truly stop cancer.